G'day everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're one of 936 people who are watching this, do some of this, my name's Darren. I'm a tree farmer, engineer, mechanic-y, home person fellow who does a lot of stuff. Today though, we're going to do some mowing. Our primary project is to grow common juniper in Australia, which is new and unheard of, and we're doing it. And there's a handful of other people out there doing it, and good on us. But I have to do some mowing now. Traditionally, I would mow in winter where it's very, very dry. But I've got 2 rows here I want to try and keep tidy and just see how it changes and what the weather does and blah, blah, blah. So I'll show you that in a second. One day I'll have a $6,000 between the tree mower and a fancy $30,000 tractor in front of it, but for now it's this engine power and this mower just here. So we'll go for a walk, show you what we're going to do, I'll show you the weapon of choice, and we'll get on with it. So we've got 16,000 trees to plant, and this is patch 1 here, patch 2's up there, and patch 3's up there, and patch 4's just behind us. Now the gladdies are still growing in patch 4 and 3 and 2 and the top rows of 1, but these 2 rows had ranunculus in it and they failed dismally this year. So we're going to mow this one. And the problem is I can get the slasher into about here on each side, and I'm certainly not going to put the slasher in between the rows. I have a watering line between them, but I also have weeds growing all the way up to the side. So I can get the mower to about where my foot is, and this is the tree obviously that we're not going to mow. And then what I'll do is come along later with a pair of cutters and just cut my way through. So this row 1 is bad, row 2 is not as bad. So I'll come down this far. And, it's Saturday morning, it's about half an hour past sunrise. It's going to be 104 Fahrenheit today if it hits the forecast, or 42 degrees Celsius. So there's a tree in here and it's just untidy. And part of this project is to keep things tidy and see what things can do. This particular weed here is quite a woody weed and the mower doesn't enjoy it, but we're going to have a go. So let's go and have a look at the weapon. So we're going to be using a Deutscher Y560, which is made somewhere else. It's not Australian. I suspect it's probably, well, it might be Australian. I don't know. It's a mower. It's called a Deutscher Y560. It's sold in Australia. It cost me 315 Australian pesos. It's got a vertical drive engine. This is a 6 horsepower. It drives a set of blades like a mower, spits it out the side vigorously, which is good. This mower has 2 weaknesses. It has a gearbox that has 2 speeds, so this is a self-propelled mower. Low gear is for fat, old fellas, and it's too slow for people like me in their mid, well, I'm old enough. And it has a high gear, which is designed for 22-year-olds in active wear, because I can't run fast enough to keep up with it. So they needed a middle gear. They've got low and they've got high, and they needed 49-year-old white guy gear. But it's all right. It just means we go steady because I use low gear. The other weakness is the blades. So they run a straight blade. My Honda has a little curve on the end, which tends to clear a bit better, but these are a straight blade and I don't think they work as effectively. I do have a new set. The set that's on it are okay though, so we'll give it a go. But anyway, let's get on with it. It's getting warm already. Righto, so that's a brief taste of what we have to do. As you can see, actually I'll show you. There's the watering line and the mower goes over the top. And our goal is to give these trees a bit of space. They will grow with the weeds there, of course. They are all over the place, but so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the mower on about 3, and I'll mow down each side of each row, and then I'll put it back up on 5 and mow in between. It is slow, I won't record all of it because you'll change the channel. But yeah, let's get on with it. Righto, so first pass done, not too bad. And you can't even see the trees in this video, which is a bit disappointing. But they're all here, see? Tree. So one of the things I ran into that I have to keep an eye out on, I've got the tractor bogged here and there's too much dip. And I hooked a hose and put a kink in it. Which is fine, it's easy to fix. You just walk down the end and pull on the hose, but it does look better. I think I'm going to probably end up doing this twice a year. And when you look at, this is only 1/3 of the paddock. That's a lot of mowing, but eventually the trees will get big enough and I won't have to. Or, like I said, I'll be able to buy the $6,000 tree mower. So we'll just give this a bit of a nudge and that'll pull that kink out. Might be easier to see here. So one day it should all look like that. So this is the first tree we ever planted. His name's Manchild because he's a boy and he can have his cover off. And I am going to come back with the choppers and just prune a few of these. Con's woman, Con's other woman, we don't name all the trees, but there's a few. Here's my friendly paper wasp again, looking for his home that I took off the other day. So we've still got a handful of covers on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's because the trees aren't quite out the top of the cover. Although that one is, so it can be uncovered. And the goal for them is when the trees get to the top of the cover comes off because then they're straight. Oh, here's another one, we might as well take this one off too. I'm going to leave the pegs in because A, they're rotten, and B, it helps me see the tree. That one there can stay there because it's way down there. So what's next? I'm going to mow in between the rows and I'll come back and finish off, give you a look, and then I'll go and do the other job I'm out here to do, which is way less exciting than mowing. So let's have a look at this one. Yeah, no, see that one there can stay in the cover. And this one here needs a prune with the choppers. So, all right, this is Claire's tree. I'm 6'2" and that's at about my chin height. This is Heath's tree. So I'll come around this side. So Claire's tree's a boy, Heath's tree's a girl, and then through the end. All right, let me finish this mowing and we'll come back and wrap it up. So There we go. That's taken about an hour and a tank of fuel, but I did mow completely between the two rows. I won't do that normally. I do need a big front deck mower, so if anyone from Kubota or Toro is watching and want to sponsor the channel, 72 inches rear discharge with a roof would be handy. Really happy with how it comes up. People can drive past and see that we're not just mad people standing in the paddock growing weeds. And yeah, I still need to come back along and, squish some weeds, but at least now you can see the trees. That's what it's all about. So there's 750 trees in patch 1, and then there's another 3,000 over there, and there'll be another 12,000 down there. For now, I'm going to move the car down the other end and then just start walking the rows and just mow alongside until the gladdies die off. I can't mow any more rows, so we have gladioli flowers growing between each tree, and they need to die off and suck the good shit back into the ground. So, but it'll be worthy because some of these trees are quite special. Right, everybody, I'm going to love you and leave you. I'm out here to do another job, which is not nearly as exciting over there. This is what we're growing. This is a common juniper. We have thousands of them, and eventually it'll all look that neat and tidy. But for now, it looks like that. So anyway, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Like I said, if you are from Toro or Kubota, or you know a bloke, or you've got a cheap 72-inch mower sitting in your backyard that you're not using, that you'd love to give me, give us a yell, send us a message. We're in New South Wales. I'll happily drive all over Australia to get one. I'll put your name on it. I'll say thank you. I'll give it a cool handle. We'll talk about it often, but I just can't afford one right now. So it can look like that. It won't look like that. So anyway, have a great day, stay safe, be nice to each other, and give your mother a hug if you can. Hooroo. Okay, in some breaking news, well, Herbie's broken. I've done a head gasket, and I think rather than change it in the paddock under a tree, I'm going to take the tractor back into town because he needs a new seat and a steering box. I've got a new one of those in town, and a head gasket ain't no fun in the paddock. So stay tuned.